my channel in the video. Hi, I'm Nicole. Welcome. I hope you stick around and enjoy some more of my videos. Today's video is a new kind of video, so I'm super excited about it. I haven't done any video like this, but I've been wanting to for a while. I just kind of held off because I know not a lot of people are into books like that and like books. But this video is my bookish bits for August. I think I'm gonna do one of these videos at least once a month where I go through like my wrap up for the previous month. So that's why this is August. So in these videos I'll just be going through the books that I've read and then telling you about them and giving you my rating. I already do this over on my Instagram, but I figured I could just carry it over onto YouTube because I love reading and yeah, I like this kind of content, so I figured I should make some. We are on my bed. It's a very comfy, cozy setup. It is quite gloomy outside, but the vibe that I wanted for this video I don't think is coming across. So I wanted the setup for this video to be very comfy, cozy, very like chilled, laid back, like on the bed, surrounded by pillows. I will be getting more pillows so that we can create that like space. Or like I see the vision in my head, I just need to execute it, so we'll be trying to do that. But yeah, for now I think this is good enough. So I'm going to be going through my August reads and telling you about them. The first book that I finished in August was a Crescent City book. This is House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas. I have already touched on this in a vlog, but I loved this entire series. Now, this is the last book in the series and it's pretty big, so you can just assume that all the other books are about this size as well, slightly smaller maybe, but this was great. I loved it from start to finish. I actually didn't think I was gonna get to it this year, but the way that the second book ended, I couldn't hold it in, so I had to read the third book. Loved it. I think I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It was so good. I love Hunt, I love Bryce. Like, they are enemies to lovers. There's so much in here. This is like perfect fantasy escape when you need a little bit of, you know, something different from the normal world that you get in like normal romance books. This is amazing. I loved it. 5 out of 5 stars. It was everything. And I actually heard that she was releasing another book in the Court of Thorns and Roses series. I don't know if that's true, but if it is, I read that series as well. I'll pop in a picture here if you don't know what I'm talking about, but that series was good too. There were some of those characters in this book. That's why I couldn't wait to read this. I'm excited to see those characters again if that 6th book does come out, but this was everything. I love Sarah J. Maas books. She really does it for me. So because I had been in this world for so long, 3 whole books, and they're all like significantly huge, I needed to get out of this world and get into like a real world type book. So I picked up the Spanish Love Deception. I've had this one forever. At this point, I've had this book forever and I just never picked it up. It's always been on my TBR. I have like a little book stack right here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's always been there. I had heard nothing but great things about this book for a while. That's part of the reason why I actually bought it, was because it was so hyped. And I watch a lot of Sarah Ray. I actually watch all of her videos. Love Sarah Ray. She spoke about this book. She said it was one of her favorite books of all time ever. And so I picked it up, but I never actually got to reading it until this year, last month actually. And I loved it. This was amazing. 5 out of 5 stars, 100%. It was so good. It was a fake dating trope with enemies to lovers, basically. Like, it was just perfection. It was so good. It was exactly what I needed after this world, even though this is also pretty like romancy. Aaron was the perfect book boyfriend. I am obsessed with Aaron. I love him so much. He was everything in this book. He fell first and it was so good. I don't want to say too much in case you want to read it, but I loved him. Miss Ma'am in here, she was fighting it. She was fighting tooth and nail, trying really hard. But him, it almost seemed like he was actually never on the hating side. Like, he always just appeased her like hatred towards him, because it just felt right for him to play along. But he was gone. This was good. It was a short read. How many pages was it? About 470 pages. It was really quick read. Loved every second of it. It's really nice and giddy. You get to kick up your feet. Like, it's that whole thing. The next book that I read was the first book in Ellie Silver's like Flawless, Hopeless, that series. I read the first book finally. I had heard so many great things about this series, so I decided to actually try the first book. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It was really cute. It just felt, it didn't like make me giddy. I think that's the one where he calls her Marigold. But chef's kiss, loved it. It was so good. Also a very quick read. I will say I wasn't like anxiously waiting to start the second book after I read that first book, even though I know the whole series is like really popular, almost like Anna Huang's I think it's called Twisted Love series. I think so. I also haven't finished that series still. I read Twisted Love and I read Twisted Hate. Is that the second book? I read the first 2 books. I have the last 2 to read. They're on my bookshelf right here. Are they? Yeah, they are. I have the last 2 that I have to read on the shelf. After that, I read A Very Wicked Arrangement by Scarlett Avery. 4 out of 5 stars, okay? It was really good. 4 out of 5 stars. It was different. It gave me kind of, I think it's called Hush Hush by Lucia Franco. I could be messing that up, but that's the vibe I got initially. It was very different though. The Lucia Franco one was an age gap one, like a serious age gap one. But that's the vibe I got when the book started. It's about this huge billionaire mogul and these 2 girls. They're twins and they are struggling. They're trying to make ends meet. One of the twins is on the more adventurous side, a little bit reckless, and she will try to do whatever it takes to make ends meet, whereas the other one is the more sensible, more logical one. And so we see the book play out with the more logical twin always having to save or come to the reckless twins' rescue. And anyway, in that whole situation, she meets the billionaire guy and loved it. It was very cutesy, very romantic, very like lovey-dovey. Okay, the last book that I read in August was God of Malice by Rena Kent. And wow. Okay, first of all, I started the book, got about 100 pages in, and I stopped the book because it was just so much for me. It's a very dark romance, but the author does give like trigger warnings right in the beginning. She like tells you what you're getting yourself into. But I've never really struggled to get through a dark romance book. I've always just been able to read through them. But this one was next level dark. I got 100 pages in and I decided to stop because I was like, there's just no way I'm gonna be able to get through this entire book. It was so dark. And the book I read after this was also a dark romance, but with this next book, which will be in the next wrap-up video, the male character, he's the dark in the book, but almost on the right side of dark. I don't know how else to put that, but he fights the dark, whereas the dark in this book is being perpetuated by the main male character. But this one I just couldn't get through, and I never DNF books. I think this is the first book I've DNF'd this entire year. I've read 25 books this year. It's been a slow year, clearly, but this is the first book I've DNF'd. I think the whole of last year I also might not have DNF'd a book. I can't remember, but DNFing is not really, I don't like to do it because I like to get through the whole book so that I can say like properly that I do not enjoy this book. As if I don't finish the book, it almost feels like I never gave it a chance. But this one was a lot, and I might pick it up. I might like revisit it, but as of right now, I have no intention of trying to get through that book. It was very hectic. Those are all the books that I read last month. My TBR for this month, I would love to read the third book in the Anna Huang Twisted series. And then I also have a couple other books on my table. I also have Fourth Wing, which I'd like to get into. I heard it's really good. And then I can pick up the Iron Flame, which I think is the second book in the series. I also have the Atlas 6, which I recently picked up. And it almost feels like when I recently pick up a book, I need to kind of let it sit on the TBR for a little while. I also have some Ali Hazelwood books that I'd like to get to. But again, my TBR is just a suggestion, so who knows what will end up happening, but we'll see. We'll see if I actually get to them. But yeah, that is the whole wrap up for this video. These are my bookish bits. This video is called my Nicole's Bookish Bits. That's the name of this series. Not series per se, because it's going to be like a monthly thing. Well, I guess it could be a series. Nicole's Bookish Bits, and I'll just come on here and tell you about the books that I've read. And if you enjoy books and you like reading, maybe you'll enjoy this video. But if you don't, that's fine. I totally understand. Like I said, I watch YouTube videos with my mom all the time, and we watch Sarah together, and I love her speaking about books because I read books, but my mom doesn't necessarily enjoy reading books, so she doesn't really enjoy that section of the video. But that's fine. We don't all have to enjoy the same thing, but I definitely wanted to come in here and make this video because I love talking about the books, and if you enjoy reading, maybe you'll enjoy this video as well. So yeah, gonna play around with the setup. I don't know, I definitely want like more pillows, very comfy, cozy vibe. I have LED lights on right now. You can't see them because it's so bright, and it's bright because it's trying to light up my face. Super excited for this month's wrap up. I read quite a bit this month, but I will share all of that in the next video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. You can check me out on my Instagram and on my TikTok. I post a lot on those two platforms, like when I'm, you know, on a roll. You can also check me out on my Facebook. If you're on Facebook a lot, whenever a video goes up on here, a notice goes up on there as well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Be cozy. I might do the next one like this because it's giving very chilled, very laid back. I have my giant blanket here. It's kind of chilly today, so I don't know. We're playing around with